l'ingresso è molta, quindi alla fine non è che perdi tanto.
Poi invece ho visto che è il carro piccolo, è più forte e adesso la
Hello everyone, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to get news about MotoGP. Like today, we have some news. The president of the MotoGP Team Association called the Ducati boss as a devil, convinced the Duet bringer of disaster Bagnaia Marquez can be overcome. Fabio Di Giannantonio is confident that he can compete at the level of Marc Marquez. Ducati course general manager, Gigi Dall'Igna, received support for his decision to unite the two sons in his team. Observers and MotoGP team bosses have expressed their concerns about the union of two world title contenders in one garage. The duet of Francesco Bagnaia and Marc Marquez has been touted as creating tension in the Ducati paddock next season. Instead of increasing their strength in the Premier class, observers actually expressed the opposite. Bagnaia and Marquez are considered to only cause chaos and damage the harmonious relationship that Ducati has built so far. However, not everyone thinks so. Red Bull Gasgas Tech 3 team principal Hervé Poncarol sees a glimmer of hope when he spoke about the possibilities for Ducati in MotoGP 2025 and 2026. Poncarol did not deny that it would be difficult to manage two riders who were like wild animals and both were still hungry for glory. However, this does not mean that everything will be a disaster according to the man who also serves as president of IRTA, aka the Association of Racing Teams in. When you have two beasts like them, it's difficult to manage, said Poncarol, as reported by bowlersport.com from motorsprint.it. This is a dream team that can turn into a nightmare because they can destroy each other. Poncarol chose not to interfere when asked to give input to Gigi Dall'Igna as the number one person in the Ducati racing team. I don't know what to advise Dall'Igna, also because in motorcycle racing, once you start, everything is in the rider's hands, unlike in Formula 1, he said. Bagnaia is an intelligent rider who has already won, while Marquez knows that maybe this is his last chance to win the title again. Despite the high stakes, Poncarol is confident that the atmosphere within the Ducati team will be fine. I think they, Bagnaia and Marquez, can act smart enough to avoid stupidity, which in a hot situation like this can happen, said Poncarol. Poncarol continued that Marquez would feel more pressure, which could make the Ducati team furious. The reason is that the 8-time world champion needs to prove himself, especially after experiencing a crisis for 3 consecutive seasons and not being able to win again in MotoGP. However, he is confident that Gigi Dall'Igna can find a solution. I just say may the best win, but it will definitely be a good challenge, Poncarol continued. Pecco is very calm when he needs to be. He knows Ducati well and knows how to work with his crew, and he doesn't have much to prove. Marc has a lot more to prove, because he wants to show that he can win again. I think the pressure will be more on Marc, who sometimes tends to be hotter than Pecco. Gigi's hair is already grey, but next year she might start going bald, laughs. After all, Gigi looks like a devil with his white beard, and the devil can always find a way. Once again, congratulations to him. Marc Marquez's miracle can be matched, his own sacrifice even boasts of being able to compete. Fabio Di Giannantonio feels he has great potential to rival Marc Marquez as a great rider in MotoGP. As one of the mainstays of Valentino Rossi's team, Bertamina Enduro VR46 racing team, Fabio Di Giannantonio has been quite competitive this season. The Italian rider was previously forced to give up his place on the Gresini racing team after the arrival of Marc Marquez. Riding a Ducati Desmosedici GP23, Di Giannantonio was consistently able to compete and achieve top 10 finishes. However, in the last series held, namely the 2024 Austrian MotoGP, he was unable to take to the track because he had a dislocated shoulder. Despite being absent from the latest race, Marco Bezzecchi's teammate is still keeping an eye on developments in the Premier class. One name that is in his focus is Marc Marquez, who has once again been able to show his greatness with Gresini Racing. Starting the Austrian GP race from third place, the racer nicknamed Baby Alien was thrown out of the top 10 on the first lap. This happened after Marquez collided with Pramac Racing rider Franco Morbidelli and went off the track. With his abilities, the winner of 8 World Championship titles successfully recovered his position and finished in 4th place. G.I. Gian Antonio is still amazed by Marquez's aggressive performance with his Iron Horse. It was Marc Marquez, he entered the corner very hard, very aggressive, said G.I. Gian Antonio, as reported by bowlersport.com from Motorsan. He rides the bike very well and is very strong, he added. The situation is starting to change now, where the rider who is familiarly called Digia feels he is able to match the magic of Marc Marquez. With all due respect, Digia feels that Marquez's alien instincts have diminished a little. I feel like I'm at a very good level, and if in my first year in MotoGP I saw that he was still far away. Now I don't feel like he's an alien. Of course I have a lot of respect for him because he is an 8-time world champion. And when Marquez rides a bike, he has his magic, but I don't see it as something impossible to achieve, he added. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to always support this channel to get the most complete information about MotoGP. Thank you.